Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Welcome back to my channel Cyber Defense. Hey there, Internet Explorers. Welcome to a journey through the digital jungle. Tonight we're diving into the wild world of DDoS attacks, a topic that's as thrilling as it is crucial. Now, before we get started, I want to be clear, this is for educational purposes only. We're here to inform, not to arm you with tools for mischief. We're not giving you the keys to the internet's back door. Think of this as a guide to understanding the locks and how to keep them secure. Think of this as a PSA, like the ones where a talking computer tells you not to do drugs. Except instead of drugs, we're talking about digitally overwhelming websites. Except instead of drugs, we're talking about digitally overwhelming websites. This is a serious issue that affects everyone from small businesses to large corporations. So, why should you care about DDoS attacks? Well, they can disrupt your favorite online services, making your digital life a lot more complicated. Well, imagine this. You're trying to buy the last pair of limited edition diamond-encrusted Crocs online. Don't judge, we all have our vices. You're just about to hit checkout when BAM! The website crashes, harder than your dreams of owning those sparkly clogs. You're just about to hit checkout when BAM! The website crashes, harder than your dreams of owning those sparkly clogs. That, my friends, could be the work of a DDoS attack. That, my friends, could be the work of a DDoS attack. These attacks flood a website with so much traffic that it can't handle the load, causing it to crash. The internet, as we know and love it, can be a fragile thing. It's a complex web of connections that can be easily disrupted. Understanding how these attacks work is the first step in protecting ourselves and our digital lives from these digital delinquents. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's also protection. So, buckle up, grab your internet security blankets, and let's learn something. We're about to embark on a journey that will make you more aware and better prepared to navigate the digital world safely. Alright, let's break it down. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service. Sounds complicated, right? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Imagine a horde of zombies trying to squeeze into a small elevator all at once. Chaos, right? That's basically a DDoS attack. In this scenario, the elevator is a website or online service. The zombies? They're actually thousands, sometimes millions, of compromised computers called botnets. These botnets are controlled by hackers and used to flood the target website with traffic. It's like trying to water your houseplant with a fire hose. Too much, too fast, and it all goes downhill from there. The goal of a DDoS attack is simple: to overwhelm the target server and make it unavailable to legitimate users. Think of it as the digital equivalent of blocking the entrance to a store so no one can get in. Except instead of angry customers, it's angry lines of code. Now, not all DDoS attacks are created equal. Each type has its own unique characteristics and methods of wreaking havoc on a network. Just like there are different flavors of ice cream, there are different types of DDoS attacks, each with its own special brand of digital destruction. Some are more straightforward, while others are more insidious and complex. First up, we have the classic volumetric attacks. These are the most common and are often the first type that comes to mind when people think of DDoS attacks. Remember that fire hose analogy? That's this one. Volumetric attacks are all about overwhelming the target with sheer volume. These attacks flood the target with massive amounts of traffic, overwhelming its bandwidth and causing it to buckle under the pressure. It's like trying to force an ocean through a garden hose. It's like trying to drink from a fire hydrant. You're just not equipped to handle that much liquid. The system simply can't cope with the deluge. Next, we have protocol attacks. These are a bit more sophisticated and require a deeper understanding of network protocols. These are sneakier, like a hacker hiding in a Trojan horse made of code. They don't rely on sheer volume, but rather on exploiting weaknesses in the network's protocol. They exploit vulnerabilities in the target's network protocols, causing confusion and disruption. It's a more targeted approach, aiming to disrupt the normal flow of data. Imagine someone messing with the traffic lights at a busy intersection, utter chaos. Cars would be stuck, honking, and unable to move efficiently. Finally, we have application layer attacks. These are the most sophisticated of the bunch, targeting specific applications or services on a server. These attacks focus on the application layer, where they can cause the most damage. They target specific applications or services, making them difficult to detect and mitigate. Imagine a hacker sneaking into a restaurant kitchen and messing with all the orders. Total pandemonium. The chef can't keep up, and the entire operation grinds to a halt. That's what an application layer attack does to a server. So how do these digital delinquents actually launch these attacks? Well, they need the right tools for the job. And unfortunately, the internet is full of readily available DDoS software just a few clicks away. One example is LOIC, or Low Orbit Ion Cannon. Catchy name, right? It's like something out of Star Wars, but instead of blowing up planets, it's used to bombard websites with traffic. Don't let the name fool you, though. This thing is no joke. Then there's HOIC, the High Orbit Ion Cannon. Think of it as LOIC's bigger, badder brother. It's more powerful and can inflict even more damage. These tools, along with many others, are readily available online, making it scarily easy for anyone with an internet connection to launch a DDoS attack. Section 5. The motivation behind DDoS attacks. You might be wondering, why would anyone do this? What drives someone to disrupt the digital world in such a significant way? What's the point of attacking a website? What could they possibly gain from causing so much chaos? Well, the motivations behind DDoS attacks are as varied as the methods used. Sometimes it's about money. Financial gain is a powerful motivator. Hackers might launch DDoS attacks to extort money from businesses, threatening to take down their websites unless a ransom is paid. This is a common tactic in the cybercrime world. It's like digital extortion, holding a website hostage for a hefty sum. The stakes are high, and businesses often feel pressured to comply. Other times, it's about revenge. Personal vendettas can drive individuals to launch these attacks. A disgruntled employee might launch an attack to get back at their former employer, seeking to cause as much disruption as possible. Or a rival company might try to sabotage their competition. In the cutthroat world of business, some will go to great lengths to gain an edge. It's the digital equivalent of keying someone's car, a spiteful act meant to cause harm and inconvenience, but with potentially far-reaching consequences. The impact can be devastating, affecting not just the targeted company but also its customers and partners. And then there's the just-for-kicks crowd, those who launch attacks simply for the thrill of it. They are driven by curiosity and the desire to test their skills. Those who launch attacks simply for the thrill of it, to see if they can. It's a dangerous game, but for some, the challenge is irresistible. These are the digital equivalent of graffiti artists tagging a building. They want to leave their mark, to prove they were there. Except instead of spray paint, they're using lines of code to leave their mark. Their actions can cause widespread disruption, but for them, it's all about the thrill. Understanding these motivations is crucial in the fight against DDoS attacks. By knowing why attackers do what they do, we can better prepare and protect our digital spaces. Section 6. The fallout consequences of DDoS attacks. Regardless of the motivation, the consequences of DDoS attacks can be severe. For businesses, it can mean lost revenue, damaged reputation, and even legal repercussions. Imagine a store being forced to close its doors for an entire day. The financial impact can be devastating. But it's not just businesses that suffer. DDoS attacks can also disrupt essential services, like healthcare, finance, and even government websites. Imagine a hospital's website going down during an emergency. The consequences could be life-threatening. Section 7. Staying safe, protection against DDoS attacks. So, how can we protect ourselves from these digital delinquents? Well, the good news is that there are steps we can take to mitigate the risk of DDoS attacks. For businesses, this means investing in robust security measures like firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and DDoS mitigation services. Think of it as building a digital fortress around your website, making it much harder for attackers to penetrate. For individuals, it's about being aware of the risks and practicing good cybersecurity hygiene. This means using strong passwords, being cautious about the links you click on, and keeping your software up to date. Section 8. Ethical considerations and legal repercussions. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about the ethical and legal implications of DDoS attacks. Launching a DDoS attack is not a victimless crime, it's a serious offense with serious consequences. Depending on the severity of the attack and the jurisdiction, perpetrators could face hefty fines, imprisonment, or both. It's like robbing a bank, except instead of stealing money, you're stealing bandwidth and disrupting services. So remember folks, DDoS attacks are no joke. They're a real threat with real consequences. Section 9. Conclusion. Knowledge is power. And that's our show for tonight, folks. We've covered a lot of ground, from what DDoS attacks are and how they work to the tools used and the motivations behind them. Remember, the internet can be a wild west, but knowledge is power. By understanding the threats, we can better protect ourselves and our digital lives. Stay safe out there, Internet Explorers. And remember, don't DDoS. Thanks for watching and learning with us. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. We value your feedback. If you like my video, don't forget to share and subscribe for more tech insights. Stay safe online, cyber defense.